Hi there, I'm meteorologist Cruz Medina. We have some air quality alerts in effect today, so let's talk about who is impacted by this and how long it's going to last. So those are the important questions of the day. Let's get right to it. So these air quality alerts are in effect until midnight. You can see it doesn't cover all of the mid-state, but it does cover some areas like Montgomery County, Davidson County, so some of the bigger cities in the mid-states: Hopkinsville, Clarksville, Gallatin, Nashville, Centerville, Murfreesboro, just to name a few. These are all areas included in the air quality alerts, and if you're curious on whether you are included, see if your county is shaded here in gray. That's going to give you the answer to that question. Let's talk about who is at impact, or who will be impacted by this today rather. So this is a code orange air quality alert. It's for sensitive groups, so unhealthy for some. Not everyone. I would still limit your time outside no matter who you are, but for the elderly, young children, anyone who suffers from any respiratory or cardiovascular health ailments, something like asthma or any type of heart disease, this would apply to you. So if you're in those groups, you'll want to really focus on limiting your time outside. So I would not step outside for more than a few brief minutes, then come back inside. You want to be breathing in clean, fresh air from the indoors versus the polluted air that we have from this wildfire smoke. So let's talk about this as well. What exactly prompts a air quality alert? So when we have wildfire smoke, I'm sure you saw it yesterday in the sky, it looks very hazy above your head. Most of that smoke stays suspended up there, but at times some of it can mix down to the ground. When it does, this is what is bad about the wildfire smoke. Not only can you smell it, sometimes you can taste it. If the air quality is bad enough, sometimes it can even burn your eyes. We haven't seen anything like that in the mid-state, but our friends up in the Northeast and the Midwest certainly have several times this year. Anyway, those particles from the smoke are so small they can actually enter your lungs. This is what we call PM 2.5, so particulate matter 2.5 microns or smaller. That can actually impact your health. So health effects both in your blood, long-term health effects, this has all been linked to exposure from things like wildfire smoke if you breathe in a lot of it. So what you could do, obviously limit your time outside. If you have to be outside for an extended period of time, something like a KN95 mask. I know we had to wear some of those during COVID. Those are special masks designed to filter out PM 2.5 particulates. So that should certainly help you if you have to be outside for extended periods of time. I want to show you something. So this is actually from the Canadian Wildfire Information Center. And the latest report here is from July 12th. So we haven't seen this week's report come out yet. I just want to talk about the stats to date. So 2023 so far, look at how many wildfires there has been to date this year in Canada. This is Canadian wildfire smoke, after all. It's not coming from the United States. There's been nearly 4,000 active fires, or 4,000 fires this year, I should say, alone in Canada. That has burned over 9 million hectares, which if you are more familiar with acreage, that's something around 23 million acres of land. It has definitely been an active season out there, and keep in mind, we're not even close to the peak of the wildfire season there, which typically isn't until the end of the summer and the beginning of the fall. So we've got a long way to go. I would not be surprised if we continue to see, waves of this wildfire smoke entering the mid-state at points throughout the rest of the summer. So what exactly causes the air quality to be so bad and for that wildfire smoke to make it all the way down here? A lot of it has to do with our upper air pattern. So you'll notice some clouds up near Wisconsin and Minnesota. These are kind of swirling, so there's low pressure up there. The swirl is actually counterclockwise. I'll see if you could see my mouse here. If you follow the mouse, the swirl is going this way, right? So it's counterclockwise. That is allowing smoke from Canada to be wrapped in. So those winds coming from northwest pressing to the south and east, that's what's throwing that smoke in our direction. So I'll give you a closer look here, and we'll look just toward the mid-south. So obviously there are some clouds here associated with the dying disturbance to our north. You'll also notice just how hazy it is to the north of those clouds. That is that same smoke that is in our airs, or our air, I should say, rather, for today. So nonetheless, it is going to be, not the best day to be outside tomorrow. That some of that smoke will linger around as well. It won't be quite as thick as today, so we'll see if we get any air quality alerts. I'm sure there'll be some, at least for a few counties out there, but needless to say, you'll want to limit your time outdoors, even if you're not included in this air quality alert. The skies, they're very hazy. At times, some of that smoke could be making it down to the ground. It's just not healthy to be breathing that in, especially for extended periods of time. So know that if any more alerts are issued for tomorrow, we're going to keep you updated. But the current air quality alerts, I'll show those to you one more time. These are in effect until midnight tonight. So that's the amount of time you have to give yourself, limiting your time outside until midnight when things start to clear just a little bit. But we're not completely going to get rid of that smoke, at least the thicker smoke, until tomorrow late in the day. So I would say even tomorrow, try and limit your time outside as well. And because we still have active wildfires ongoing, and I was mentioning we could see these for the rest of the summer, I think we are going to see more wildfire smoke in the mid-state at some point in the near future.